Hey you guys, my name is Maya Sullivan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about staying focused, about not letting yourself get distracted, not letting yourself get off course when it comes to anything that you are working on, working towards, focused on achieving your goals, everything. This is the time of year where everyone wants to be super productive, wants to hit the ground running, wants to um, you know, improve their lives using, new habits, new routines, new mindsets, and staying disciplined and staying consistent. And we all know that so many people tend to fall off of their resolutions and fall off of their, habits and routines as the year goes on because of so many different factors. But one of those factors is distraction. One of the major factors, why people tend to give up or just stop pursuing or even just straight up forget about their goals or their resolutions is because other things come up, and you have to make sure that you have your priorities, you know, lined up, and that you know exactly what your priorities are every single day. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I make videos under the umbrella of living the life that you want, regardless of your circumstances. And in today's video, that is living the life that you want, staying focused on your goals regardless of, any distractions that come up. And so like I said before, the first thing that you have to do is make sure that you have your priorities lined up at all times. You have to keep the main thing the main thing. And whatever that looks like for you, if you need to make a physical list of your priorities, whatever your number one goal is right now, whatever it is that you are working towards and that you're really, really, dead set on getting done, you have to keep the main thing, so that no matter what comes up, no matter what pulls your attention away, you always go back to the main thing, so that, you never forget, you never lose focus, you never lose sight of, whatever the main thing is for you. And you really have to be as consistent as possible, as persistent as possible. Remember to also not get discouraged with time. Like, don't get super obsessed with something not happening in a certain amount of time or not happening when you think it should happen. Remember that God, universe, everything, everything divine does not operate in time. And, time is man made, time is what we use as humans to, do to live our lives. But remember that time doesn't really matter. And so do not let, a limiting something not happen when you think it should happen limit you from thinking that it can't happen at all. Remember that just because something doesn't happen in a certain amount of time does not mean that it's never going to happen. And so, don't, just like you shouldn't let yourself get distracted, also don't let yourself get discouraged, because I think discouragement is a form of distraction. I think thinking that you failed at something is, a form of distraction from, it's a way of like self sabotaging and thinking, like I said, that you can't have it at all just because it didn't happen in a certain amount of time. Either you want it or you don't at the end of the day. And you have to want whatever it is that you want and be whoever it is that you are trying to be. You have to, want that so much that you are so, like, it's gonna happen regardless of the time it takes to happen. Like, you have to be so in love with it, so obsessed with it, so persistent about it, and want it so bad, or want to be it so bad, or do it so bad, or want whatever it is so bad that it does not matter the time. Like, you just know that it's meant for you. You know that you're meant to do it. You know that you're meant to be it. You know that you're meant to have it. And the time that it takes to get there does not matter. You have to make sure that you are not letting time be a form of distraction for you. You have to make sure that, you're not being super obsessed with the how. A lot of things are going to happen, but just like I said, just know, believe, affirm, pray, stay consistent in your mindset of already having the thing, no matter how much time it takes. Like, take time out of it. Like, you have to be super, super, super consistent and persistent about it. And a really um, easy way to not let yourself get distracted is to, like I said, just be so obsessed with it, be want it so badly that nothing can deter you away from it. You know, when you want something so bad, when you want to do something so bad, be something so bad, have something so bad, you're going to go after it no matter what. You have to be like that dead set on whatever it is that you're working towards, whatever it is that you want, whoever it is you're trying to become. You have to be like so just immersed in it and see it so clearly for yourself and want it so badly for yourself that you're going to do it no matter what. Like it's going to happen for you no matter what. There is no plan B. Like if you don't want whatever it is you're trying to work towards that strongly, then you just straight up don't want it enough. Like you're going to let anything, any little thing deter you. You're going to let any little thing discourage you. You're going to let any little thing, you know, stop you from, you're going to let any little thing distract you. And, you know, you're going to let anything that comes up, you're going to use that as a sign, quote unquote, to be like, oh, that just means I wasn't, it's not for me, or it means I'm not supposed to do this, or it means I'm not supposed to have this. If you actually want it so bad, anything that happens that goes against that isn't going to matter. You can't let anything discourage you from having what you want. Even if something happens that is the complete opposite of what you want to happen, you still have to be persistent in wanting the thing, knowing that the thing is going to happen for you and that it already has happened. You just have to keep, you know, staying persistent in it, keep affirming it, keep believing it, keep knowing it, not just believing, but knowing it. And, you know, keep praying for it. If you're a person of faith, that's all that faith is believing those things that are not as though they already are. And you have to just want it so bad that you're going to get it no matter what. You're going to do everything in your power to make it happen. When you really, 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 really want something, what life doesn't matter. Circumstances don't matter. Things that come up don't matter because you're keeping the main thing. You're not letting things steer you off course. Also make sure that you are, you know, being super aware of your time and how you're spending your time. Um, like I said, having your priorities lined up is super important when you know that you are trying to accomplish a certain goal, that you are trying to do a certain thing. Um, it does sometimes take sacrifice. So you might have to say no to some things to be able to say yes to whatever it is that you're working on, to say yes to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And it all comes back down to how bad do you want it? Everything is going to come back down to you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be it? You know, how bad do you want to have it? Everything is going to come back down to you. You are responsible for your life. I know life happens, things come up every single day to um, draw our attention away from, you know, something that we're working on or working towards. It is up to you to still keep doing the thing. Like it is up to you to keep taking the steps, keep putting in the work, keep, you know, doing the mindset work, visualizing, affirming, whatever that looks like for you. It is up to you to stay persistent in it. And no matter what comes up, like you have to do that no matter what comes up. Because, like I said, either you want it or you don't. And if you want something bad enough, you're not going to let yourself be too distracted, you know, to not keep going after it. Like you're just not. You're not going to let yourself be super distracted. So if you are letting yourself get distracted, if you are letting yourself fall off course, it is up to you to get back on course. And it's also up to you to determine how bad you actually want it. Do you want it bad enough to keep going when things happen? Do you want it bad enough to, you know, push past defeat, push past failure, push past doors being slammed, push past hearing no? You know, how bad do you want it? You can't just get told no one time and then just stop trying. Like you can't have something not happen in the time that you wanted it to happen and just stop trying altogether. Like again, either you want it or you don't. And you can't let things coming up or things that happen limit you and stop you and discourage you from keep from moving forward and from still pursuing whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, accomplish, dreams you're trying to reach. You have to keep the main thing the main thing. It is 110% up to you. You have to want something so bad that there is no plan B, that you are so over living your current life, that you are so over living or being the person who you are right now, that you are not giving yourself an option to make it happen or not. Like that is how bad you need to want it. Your why has to be so strong that, you know, again, nothing is going to distract you, defer you, you know, nothing is going to be able to get in the way of you having whatever it is that you want, doing whatever it is that you want to do, because you want it that bad. Your why is everything. So that no matter what happens, you tell yourself the reason why you want it so bad. That is your motivation to keep going. Like that is going to be the thing that keeps, you know, you motivated, that keeps you inspired, that keeps you pushing, that keeps you believing, keeps you praying, keeps you affirming, that, you know, helps you to continue to have faith in whatever it is you're trying to get done, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is you're trying to do. Knowing, like having a very, very, very strong why is what is going to help you to not get distracted. Is what's going to help you to, you know, stay as consistent as possible, stay persistent, have the discipline, have the consistency that you need to keep going. And again, just knowing that it's already yours, knowing that it's already going to happen. I always use the example of when a child is learning to read or learning to ride a bike or learning to walk. You know, we don't get what's it, we don't get like super, the child doesn't, and you know, parents don't, I'm not a parent, but like, you know what I mean, like people don't look at a kid that's learning to do something for the first time and they don't see it as abnormal if it doesn't happen on the first try. You know what I mean? Like if a kid is learning to walk, they're gonna, you know, fall down after taking their first few steps. No one thinks that that's abnormal. No one thinks that that's a failure. Like if a kid starts walking and they fall, they're not like, well, just walking just isn't for me. Like nobody does that. No kid, no toddler, no baby does that. So you have to treat your dreams and your goals the same way. And you have to know that you're going to do it. And the time that it takes you to do it doesn't really matter. You know that you're going to walk. And however many steps it takes you to be able to walk, you know, correctly, it is however long it's going to take, but you know it's going to happen. You need to make sure that your dreams, your goals, whatever it is you want for yourself, whoever it is you're trying to become, it's going to happen. Like it's already yours for the taking. It's already yours. Every, you know, toddler, they don't know, but we do. Every toddler knows, like it's just it's in like our DNA to walk. You know, most of us. There's exceptions to everything, I know, but you know what I mean. Like if you're going to walk or speak or read, we know that it's going to happen for the kid. You know, we know that they're going to be able to do it eventually. If they mess up a few words, if they misspell, we don't say like, oh, reading is just not for you. Speaking is just not for you. Nobody does that to a child. So you can't do that to yourself when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your goals. You have to know and believe that it is yours so strongly that you're, it not being yours is not even an option. Like there's no world in which you don't have the thing. There's no world in which you don't accomplish the goal. There's no world in which, you know, the dream doesn't come true for you because it's already yours. That's how bad you have to want it. And that's how much you have to not just believe, that's how much you have to know that is going to happen. I don't care if you have to be delusional. I don't care if you have to be unrealistic. Faith is unrealistic. I tell people that all the time. If you are a person of faith, if you grew up in church, if you believe in God, you faith is literally believing those things that are not as though they already are. It's believing in what you can't see. It's straight up believing in what you can't see. We're taught these things, you know, all the time, but most people actually don't believe it. Like most people actually do not believe in being unrealistic. Most people don't believe in the imagination. Most people don't actually believe in being delusional. You know, so many people, even though they say they have faith, even though they say they believe in God, even though they say they, you know, believe in spirituality and stuff, only believe in what they can see. That's not life. Like that is not how you live a life that you want, by only believing in the things that you can see. That makes no sense. The only reason you're watching this video is because, you know, Steve Jobs and whoever invented Google, who owns YouTube, you know, because those people believed in something that did not exist. You know, like you have to believe in whatever it is that you know for yourself to be true so strongly that it's gonna happen. Like there's no reality in which it does not happen for you. Like there's no reality in which you are not already that the person that you want to be. That's how much you have to, believe in yourself, have faith, be delusional, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. All that matters is that you have it. You know that you are that person. Just as simple as that. And either you choose to keep believing that no matter how long it takes, regardless of time. Take time out of it, you guys. Like stop trying to live your life according to time, especially if you have really big dreams, if you have, unconventional goals and, things that don't go along with society's usual checkbox of work, school, kids, marriage, work, like retire, die. Like if you know your life isn't in those little boxes, nothing wrong with those boxes, but if you know that, you have other things, other goals that you're trying to achieve for yourself that might seem unrealistic, that might seem delusional, that might seem like a fairy tale. I always say, fight for your fairy tale. I don't care how long you might be waiting. Okay, like fight for your fairy tale. Do not settle. And we talk about settling so much just in the context of relationships, but do not settle in life in general. Do not settle on your career. Do not settle for just being able to make a certain amount of money. Do not settle when it comes to yourself. If you are living a lesser version of yourself and you know you have more potential, if you know you have more inside of you than what you are giving every single day, than what you are portraying to the world, you're settling. You're settling for yourself. Do not, why would you settle for yourself? If you're not going to settle for a partner that is less than what you want, why would you settle for a version of yourself that's less than what you want? Why would you settle for a life that's less than what you want? Stop thinking settling is only for a spouse or only for a partner, only for a boyfriend, only for a girlfriend. Settling, you need to apply that same principle to every area of your life: your work, your money, yourself, your health, your body, whatever it is, that you want out of life and want in every area, every category of your life. Do not settle in any area of your life. I think we're taught so much, like if it's meant to be, it'll be. Like if you really want to make something happen, make it happen. Like again, you can't let discouragement, defeat, failure, I don't believe in failure. Like you can't let those things hold you back. Like either you if you want something bad enough, you're going to keep going. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, you guys. Like if you really do want something bad enough, nothing is going to be able to distract you from the point of to the point of not having it. Everything is up to you. If you want it bad enough, you're going to get it. And make sure that you're not settling in any area of your life, especially with yourself and with your potential. Everything that you can't, even if like I said before, like even if you can't physically do a ton of things that you want to do right now because of whatever circumstances may be, do it in your imagination all the time. If you know you want to be flying on private jets, fly on that private jet every single day in your mind. If you want to close that business deal, close that deal every single day in your mind. Like be so persistent in the life that you want to live it in your imagination. And like I said, as long as you are consistent in it, it's going to happen eventually. Stop focusing so much on the time. The time does not matter. It really does not. So either you want it or you don't. It is that simple. That is my word for you guys. Don't let yourself get distracted. Don't let yourself get off course. If you want it bad enough, you're going to get it, and you're not going to let yourself get distracted. Make sure you're being mindful of, where you are putting your time, putting your energy, putting your attention. Make sure that you have your priorities in a row and have your priorities lined up, and be consistent in your mindset at all times. That way, external circumstances will not matter because you're so focused in here, you're so focused and so aligned on the inside. What's going on externally does not matter. It will not deter you. You know, you might have things come up that yes, you need to process and deal with and get help for, whatever the case may be, because life really does happen. But again, keep the main thing the main thing. If you know deep down in your heart that you really, really want something, don't stop until it's yours. Like, don't stop until you have it, and make sure you're giving it to yourself every single day as much as possible in your imagination. The mind is the most powerful tool that we have. Your mind is more powerful than networking. Your mind is more powerful than money. Your mind is more powerful than degrees, career opportunities, jobs. You can think your way out of anything. I don't care what the circumstances looks like. You can imagine your way out of anything. That is why, you know, my entire all of my content is under the umbrella of living the life that you want regardless of your circumstances. Because as cheesy as it sounds, if you can think it, you can be it. You can have it. Stop limiting yourself. And please, you guys, remember to not let time limit you because it's not real. That is another conversation for another day. Maybe I'll do like a whole video on time. But when I say time isn't real, it's because I'm a person of faith, and I if you are, then you've heard that scripture, like, God does not operate in time, he operates in eternity. 1,000 years is as one day is as 1,000 years to God. So like time doesn't matter. If you have any type of spiritual practice, no matter what your beliefs are, you know that um time just really doesn't mean that much. And we like to think that it does in society because it puts this unnecessary pressure on everybody. But you don't need to have certain things done by a certain time. It's an illusion. It is an illusion. It is okay if, things don't happen in the time frame you want them to happen. The main thing is that you know that it's going to happen. As long as you are as long as you believe so strongly that it's going to happen and that you already have and that you already are that person, that's all that matters. Take time out of it. Stop worrying about that. Just know that you have it, and be persistent in your mindset. Make sure you are taking the action that you need to take. Make sure that you are not letting yourself get pulled in a thousand different directions. Have your priorities in a row. Say no when you need to, and say yes when you need to. Like, it's okay to be spontaneous. It's okay to do things that you don't normally do, and um, say yes to things that you really want to do that you might have been saying no to. Like, everything is up to you. Be more fluid, be more flexible, be more relaxed in everything that you're trying to achieve. When you know that, like I said, you're going to get it no matter what, you're going to be it no matter what, you can kind of breathe a little bit. You can kind of relax and take so much pressure off of yourself. The main thing is that you are staying persistent in the mindset and doing things every single day, even if you can't do everything physically, that you want to do. If you can't see everything physically in your real world that you want to have, make sure you are giving it to yourself and your imagination, but make sure that you are doing little things that you can do, um, that the person who has the thing you're trying to get, or the person who is the version of you that you are aspiring to be, make sure that you are doing the little things that you can do every single day to be that person. How do they think? How do they treat other people? What do they eat? How do they exercise? When do they exercise? Um, how do they dress? How do they speak? What are their routines? Like, what are the little ways that you can start being that person now? And every day add on more to that, and then eventually you'll become that person, because there really is no separation between the highest version of you and the you right now. They're the same person. You just have to change your mindset. You have to start taking more of the action steps to live your life like that person. Sometimes that involves doing very dramatic things, like quitting your job, or not spending for a month, or making some kind of major sacrifice, and that's okay. Whatever it is that you need to do to become whoever it is you're trying to be, to have whatever it is you're trying to have, just stay persistent in knowing that you can have it. Stay persistent in knowing that it's yours. Make the necessary sacrifices that you might need to make to get there. And believe, 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 and not just believe, but know 100% without a doubt that it's yours and that you already have it. If this video helped you, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Comment things down below that help you to not get distracted as you go about your goals, as you go about, the year. What are some things that help you to not um, fall off of your resolutions throughout the year? Are you a New Year's resolutions person at all? But what are some things that help you to stay consistent, to stay on track, and to avoid getting distracted and avoid getting off course? I would love to know your thoughts down below. I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.